Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Hi. Welcome back. How are you? Today we're going to be going over some of my least favorite romance tropes, and let's be real here. I have a few. Some of these are not like I absolutely hate them, but they are ones that I kind of avoid or I don't gravitate to. Now that could be for different reasons. I guess we'll go over that in the video, but I did do a part 1 of this in March or April with Shelby, and today I'm actually doing another collab. This is a collab with my friend Megan from ThisPastRomance. I love her with my entire heart and soul. She is literally my in real life and booktube BFF, so I am so happy. She has a YouTube channel now. I've been pestering her about it for 5 years. So yeah, we're doing a collab. I convinced her to do this with me. I say that like it was very hard, but she's doing this collab with me. So we're gonna be telling you 5 of our least favorite romance tropes. I'm gonna tell you mine and you can go watch hers. I'll leave the link in the description. Megan reads a lot of romance. If you don't know who she is, go check her out. She's pretty cute. If you like my accent, you're gonna love hers. Let me pull up my handy dandy iPad here. So the way I'm gonna do these is I'm gonna go from these aren't my favorite to I don't really gravitate to these to the I hate these tropes. I will not enjoy the book if it's about these tropes kind of situation. So the first one that I want to talk about is second chance romances. So I know that I don't read a lot of these. I think I've only read a handful of them. It's just not my favorite trope. I don't gravitate to a second chance romance. I think that part of it for me is if you are in a relationship, this is sounding real rich from me, if you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out the first time, I just am not interested in seeing it repeat itself. And that's what I feel like a second chance romance is, which it's not, because they end up getting together when they're in the second chance relationship. But I just can't push myself to read them. Like I have a few that I really want to read, but I'm just like, oh, but do I want to read those right now? Like I just always pick anything else over these tropes, which is really rich because I have had second chance romances. I say as I'm in one. So, I mean, I guess it's just a thing of, I don't really think it's that interesting to read about, because like if you've already broken up once, I just don't want to see you like do it all again. I don't want to deal with your trust issues. Like, you know what I mean? The next one is one that I've never really liked, and that is friends to lovers. I would love to love this trope because I know there's a lot of friends to lovers books, and I know that a lot of my friends like friends to lovers. I just have never gravitated to them. If I see like that in the title or in like the description, it's not that I say no, I'm not gonna read that. It's more of a I just don't really care. Like it doesn't push me over the edge to like read it, you know what I mean? So for me, a friends to lovers is just kind of like okay, but it's not like pulling me. Like it's not like daring me to read it. It's not like it's forcing my hand to like go read it, you know what I mean? So for me, friends to lovers has to be paired with a trope that I like to die for. So I guess that I am definitely willing to try friends to lovers. I just need the right book, you know? Like I just need the right book to push me over. So this is another one that's just really annoying. This one is the virgin trope. I just think it's so overdone. Like I just don't care if our heroine's a virgin. Like I just don't care if it's her first time. Like I just don't care that she's not had sex. Like I think virginity is a social construct that we just need to like knock out the door, because like I think having sex for the first time is a special thing for some people, and I think that if you want it to be special, then go for it. Like you make it special. But I think we need to stop this idea of heroines or women in general are not, or men too, any person who is a virgin who's not had sex. I just think we need to toss that whole term out the window, because I just don't like the idea that we have to put a title on something. I don't like this idea that by having sex you're impure. I think that it's absolutely ridiculous, and I think the term virgin just rubs me the wrong way. And the way these characters are always done, it's always, they're so young and innocent, and it's just, I just don't like it. It just feels like fetishizing the fact that someone hasn't had sex, and I just don't like that. If you're gonna make it special, like this is a special thing for me, like we've never done anything like this, that is completely different. But every time I've read it, it's just been like, it's fetishizing it, and it's just like, can we get over that? Like, can we move past this idea that women, men, any person needs to be a virgin, or you know, it's so much better because they are. I'm over it, and I don't want to read about it anymore. I'm completely done with that trope, unless it's a situation where it just happens to be a part of who the character is. I will say Brianna Hale does have a little bit of the virgin trope in some of her books, but every time I've ever read it, it's never been like, oh my god, she's a virgin. It's been like, she's young, she's just not had sex. So I feel like it's completely different, and like I said, it's a very fine line, but I draw it there in the sand. This next one is surprise pregnancy or surprise baby, which I've heard it both ways. I fucking hate it both ways. So I can't stand that authors are still writing characters that are stupid enough to not use protection. It makes me angry. I hate that authors think it's cute. I hate that we just keep having to read about books where there's an accidental pregnancy. I'm tired of these heroines getting accidentally pregnant all the time. It's annoying. I don't like it. It ruins a story for me because it takes 3 minutes to think about the fact that either you're not on birth control or you are, or whether or not you're going to use a condom or not. And it's like a whole different thing when the characters are, you know, they're on birth control, or they are, you know, they're using protection, but something happens. Like, that's a completely different thing. I hate it when it's just blatantly they don't care. They just do whatever, and then 5 chapters later, surprise baby. I hate it. I absolutely cannot stand it. It is the one thing that will make me lower a rating quicker than anything. As someone who doesn't want children, and as someone who doesn't ever want to be pregnant, I can tell you that taking 3 minutes to think about the fact that you could be making a choice that will lock you down with a baby. Now, I'm not saying babies like lock you down, but what I'm saying is that would give you a baby, and they just don't think about it, bugs me. Bugs me to absolutely no end. I cannot stand it. Now this one, this one I absolutely hate. And I've only ever read one book where I've liked it. And that's the cheating trope. And it's not necessarily a trope, but it kind of is. It's also kind of known as the sorry I'm taken trope. And I hate it. I want to punch myself in the face when I read it. I absolutely can't stand it. I have only read one book where I've liked it, and it was a Brianna Hale book. And in that book, she made it very, very blatantly clear that there was no attraction between the stepmom and our main character. And there was absolutely nothing, never gonna happen. They didn't care about each other. He didn't care about her. He only married her to save himself. But if there is even a hint, a tiny little bit of this idea that one of the characters or the other ones are emotionally invested, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. We don't want it. I don't want it. It sucks. Cheating sucks. Having your guards broken by someone that you love and care about, it sucks. You don't want that. So I don't understand why authors use it as a plot device, because it is absolutely not something you can come back from. It is horrible. It is just disgusting. I cannot stand it. And I don't understand why it's still being used. I don't know how to describe why I hate this. I fucking hate cheating. I hate it. So I hate it in books. I hate it in movies. I hate it in everything I see it in. I don't like it. I morally cannot get behind it. I morally cannot stand it. So I can't stand it in my books. Like I said, I've read one book where I liked it, and there was a very specific reason why I was okay with it. And if it wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have been okay with that book. And I can go ahead and be honest with you, tell you that even though it was Brianna Hale, I wouldn't have liked that book if she would have done it differently. And I think that that trope in particular just grinds my gears. I cannot stand it. I don't know why people use it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I can't talk about it anymore without just bitching about it, because that's all I've got. Now that I'm thoroughly riled up, I am gonna go. If you want to be my friend on any other platforms, I have all my links in the description. Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads all linked down below. Go check out my friend Megan. She is awesome. She is sweet as button. And sweet as button? Sweet as bean? I don't know. She's sweet. I love her. I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.
Rosie, sweet Rosie.